My whole world has changed, baby, since you came around. So take a chance on us.
Alrighty guys, so as you can see, we have roots growing from the project we did a few weeks ago. Let me give you a little bit of a reminder of when we built this and how we got the potato slips going.
Oh, my whole world is tainted by the colors of your touch. So make a change for us. Make a change for us. I said take a chance on us. Take a chance on us. Oh, the sound of your heartbeat. I'm gone.
So as you can also see, the potatoes did great, growing even more slips and more slips and more slips. But they all are rooted. They all have tons of roots on them. Quite honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do with the potatoes at this point. I guess I could just probably throw them in the yard and see what happens. I don't know, but we're gonna go ahead and actually plant as many slips as possible. I have 4 large bags of soil, and then I also have an extra bag from when we did the beans, or the bucket garden. So, which I do have an update for you guys on the bucket garden at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned till the end to check that out. But we're gonna go ahead and get these planted. I can always make more slips. Look at this, like it's just going crazy. I can just pull these off and put them in the cup and they'll just grow. So I don't know, we're gonna try to get as many of these slips here and from over here taken care of and into the bags. But first we're also gonna do something else, because I figured it'd be easier to go about this when it comes to watering. Watering right now is a bit crazy because it's just really hot. So anyway, I picked up some 10-gallon grow bags here, and then as you can see, we have a long, nice PVC pipe going on here. I'm going to cut this down with my little helper and then we're going to drill holes into it and put it inside of the grow bag, and it'll basically stick out of the grow bag. We're going to fill it with dirt, plant our plants, and then fill it with water as a sort of deep root watering system. That way I won't have to water the actual plant and cause potential damage to the roots, since these are root vegetables, or root vegetables. I apologize for my Midwest speaking, but anyway, we're gonna go ahead, do that, and get this all put together and taken care of. So let's go ahead and start. We're gonna start by measuring these out. I am starting with 5 grow bags. I do have 5 more. They came in a package of 10 off of Amazon. I think they were like 20 bucks for the 10-gallon grow bags, so not a bad deal. I'll leave them linked for you guys in my Amazon storefront. You guys know it's always there for you. I do earn commission off of it, just in case you're curious. It is no extra charge to you, though. I do have to let you guys know that. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead, start by measuring out the PVC, and we're gonna go ahead and drill holes in it, or cut it down and then drill holes, and then we will move on to the next step.
Oh, when you kiss me, oh so sweet. You're the one. Say you're the one. No.
So this was a really easy process. I basically just measured how deep the bag was, the grow bag, which I think, if I remember correctly, it was like 12 inches or so. And then I measured out, I actually got a 10-foot PVC and cut it down. I just divided it by 5, basically cutting it down into 2-foot long pieces. I think it is 1 1/4 inch, and it cost about $9 or so at Lowe's, but you could totally go to any hardware store, any place close to you. But I basically cut it down into 2-foot sections. I was kind of guesstimating, like, you know, once the potatoes start growing, and I'm actually going to start using the system to water everything, because you want to water at the roots, not above the leaves. You want to water like at the dirt, basically. And so and you don't want to overwater or anything like that, because root vegetables are very susceptible to like I think it's like a root fungus or root rot, something like that. And so you just want to make sure that you are watering appropriately, and that's kind of where this system comes into play, because once you fill up the water, it only allows so much water out into, or basically how much water the dirt or soil is needing at the time. So I'm just going to go ahead. I cut it, like I said, I used just the reciprocal saw to cut it down to 2-foot sections, and then I measured about 10 inches up from the bottom, and that's where I started drilling my holes. I didn't want to go all the way up to a foot, because then that would be the top of my soil. So I wanted to make sure the little holes that I was drilling are all in the bottom of the soil, so that way the water is, getting spread evenly.
Lucky endings were not something for me. I drove around all across the land, thought that I was caught in a one-man band, but playing all those sad and lonely songs. My faith was lost, my hope was gone.
Okay, so as you can see, we drilled some holes in there. You can kind of see, I guess. So now we're going to go ahead and stick it into the bags, fill up the bags with some dirt, and then we'll go ahead and get the potato slips planted and see how it goes. This area is actually, we used to have rock here, but my husband moved it to like around the house over there, but eventually we'd like to put actual pea gravel here. We have a lot of things to do. We're working on it, but I also want to eventually move out into our backyard. Actually, I can show you. Eventually I would like to just like have maybe a full garden right along here somehow with some beds and all that. But yeah, fire pit would be nice too at some point. But anyway, so let's go ahead, get the bags filled up with dirt, and we will go from there.
So tenderly, I'm afraid that I might wake up someday. Sometimes I feel like I'm someone else. I don't really know if I can trust myself. When I think of who I used to be, my faith was lost, my hope was gone.
So you don't want any dirt in your pipe, and so I had Freddie hold it up. My son held the pipe while I was putting in the dirt. Now, I don't know where my husband was when I was discussing this whole project with him, but I probably should have bought caps for the bottom of the PVC. I don't know. I didn't think about it. Honestly, when I was researching this project, none of the videos I watched had caps, but it made sense after my husband said something, because you're going to see I am using Miracle-Gro. I know that is very controversial, so use whatever soil works for you. It's very mixed reviews on this situation, but I know somebody locally who uses who is growing amazing sweet potatoes year after year with this Miracle Grow. It is a moisture control Miracle Grow, but you can grow vegetables in it, so it's okay. But again, I know it's very controversial. You could totally make your own soil if you choose. I know that it just needs to be kind of like a sandy, loose soil to allow for the potatoes to grow properly. So use whatever soil you'd like. Fill it in around the pipe. But again, like I said, definitely get some caps for the bottom of your pipes. That would make things so much easier, because I noticed while I was filling the pipes up with water, all the water was coming out of the bottom of the grow bag. I don't know what I thought I was getting into with these grow bags, but look, we keep it real over here at Being Mrs. Fraser. I try to keep things just open and honest with you guys, and that is where it's at. I made a mistake, and that's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. Gardening is all about learning and making those mistakes and just learning from those mistakes and just continuing to move on and, you know, grow your little garden. So it is what it is. But you know, like I said, everything is just a learning process. You grow literally and figuratively as you go, as you continue to grow your garden. So if you do this watering system, make sure you guys get caps for the bottom of your pipes. So I think part of the problem here is that a lot of the people that I saw doing this system were not using grow bags. They were actually using buckets. And in a bucket, nothing's going to come out the bottom. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah. So anyway, if you use the grow bag method, definitely use covers or caps on the bottom of your piping. But I think it's a great system. Like I said, it just allows for the water to distribute evenly as you go along. That way you're not overwatering. I do want to go through and put like screens over the top of it so like dirt and stuff doesn't fall down in there and then end up blocking all the holes. But we'll work on that as we go on. I do, like I said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get some caps and just pull it out and put the cap on and hopefully put it back on without disturbing any of the roots that have already grown. You know, just to try to make it worth what it is. But you could totally do this all different sorts of ways. You can use the PVC piping. You could use even like 2-liter pop bottles, and you know, just basically fill up the 2-liter, flip it upside down into your soil, and it will release as it goes. There are little like beautiful glass like bulbs that you can use for the same. It's kind of all the same concept, but it's basically watering your soil without over watering it, if that makes any sense. Tip I have is just making sure that your soil is good and saturated before planting anything. That way when you get your plant in there, it just gets a good start, a good chance with the water. Since you're taking it out of like the water system, you know, and you're putting it into the soil, again, the soil just could be really dry, and so you just want to make sure everything is good and saturated, so that way your plant, your newly planted plant, gets a good drink.
Walking home late at night, maybe 2:30. A little drunk, but I'm alright, 'cause I've been hanging with you, and it feels like love. Tell me if I'm wrong, 'cause it feels like love. Yeah, it feels like love.
as you can see, they're all full. Now we just need to fill the holes. So those go all the way down to the bottom, all the way down to the ground. But we do want to top them off with water. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and grab the plants and we'll get them planted first. Initially, I thought I was going to be able to plant probably about 4 or so per grow bag. But I think I'm actually only going to be able to get 2 or 3 per grow bag, considering that the pole is in there and they aren't near as big as I actually thought that they were, but that's okay. We might just have to get some more dirt to grow some more potatoes, but we'll see what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and get some of these slips planted though real quick. So as you can see, they all have tons of roots on them except for some of the newer ones, but I think it'll be okay to plant them as well. As long as they're growing, it'll be probably just fine. But what I'll probably do, I'll probably take out the ones that are a little bit healthier like this, and that's what I'll probably plant right now. And then I'll put these back in the cup and let them kind of maybe grow some more roots, and maybe I'll just donate them, or see if there's anybody in my planter group that would like these, you know, to grow their own.
And you can't deny we are not just killing time. You should let me know if you want this true. Baby, you just make me feel crazy. A little crazy for you. Yeah. I think about you and
So I'm not 100% sure what types of sweet potatoes I had. If you guys saw the video, my previous video when we did all the slips and stuff, or even in the beginning, you saw the potatoes. There was a very large sweet potato, and I don't know the difference between sweet potatoes and yams. I know there's a variety, you know, between orange and purple, and I think there's even like white. I don't know. I don't really know the difference. I purchased my sweet potatoes at our local farmers market. They were all labeled sweet potatoes, and one is purple, one is just a small orange sweet potato, and one is a very large orange sweet potato. So typically if I were going to make like a sweet potato pie or casserole or just like mashed sweet potatoes, I would buy the big one. So maybe that is a yam, I don't know. So and I don't know what slips belong to which potato. I just grabbed some. So I guess in the very end of all of this, we might have a mixture of orange and purple and yams, and I don't know, into these grow bags. So I hope you guys will stick around though. I will share this. It does take quite a few number of days to get your potatoes to grow, but again, I will be sharing all of that when I harvest everything. I do have plans on setting up actual garden beds for fall gardening, because down here in Florida, I know there's other places in the country, you know, different zones. We are right on the 9B 10A zone here in Florida, and so we'll be able to garden some more crops, like more sensitive crops, salads, cabbages, lettuce, you know, tomatoes, all those things more here in the fall. So I hope you guys will subscribe and stick around for those times when all that comes as well. Alrighty guys, so we're all planted, we're watered. I might go around and put some screen on the top of these so they don't get like full of anything or nothing falls down inside of there. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But I guess we'll see what happens. And we'll go from here. I've never done this before and I still have a ton of slips left. So I might be donating these to my garden group. We'll have to see if anybody needs them.
Call you up in the middle of the night, been bothered by dreams, ain't feeling alright. You give me comfort.
Alrighty guys, so as you can tell, we have a little bit of a situation. The other day we finally got rain. It has been so long. We finally got some rain. However, we do not have gutters on our house, and so the rain just kind of came all off of the roof and kind of destroyed some of the beans. I did pick up some tomato cages here. So we're gonna try to kind of form like a teepee type situation over the buckets to try to help support the beans as they continue growing. Like I said, hopefully we can salvage some of them. I feel so bad because they were doing so well, and that rain, although very much needed, it definitely was a lot coming down off of the roof, and so I did break a lot of those up. But we're going to use the tomato cages. Like I said, we're going to sit them on top and kind of offer some sort of support to the beans, and then hopefully they'll grow up into the tomato cages, like kind of like a lattice, I guess, if you will, and then hopefully continue growing, and hopefully we'll get some beans. I think it takes like 100 days or so to get some fruit off of the plants, and so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just get everything put together. It is so hot right now. We are like literally record-breaking temps right now in Florida, and so it is a very hot day. Of course, this area gets like full sun in the morning, and so I do want to hurry up and get this done, but I wanted to do it before I watered so that way I could get it all set in place, and then I'll go ahead and water everything, and hopefully we'll be able to save this.
By the end of our talk, I'm feeling just fine. You and I will always know where we belong. This ain't no ordinary love we got going on.
As I said, it was very hot this day, and even though my camera was like in the shade, it was just not wanting to continue to film because it was just getting overheated. So it kept shutting off, and I didn't realize it as I was going along. So I basically just, you know, took the tomato cages, flipped them upside down, kind of pulled up the beans, the stalks, if you will, the plants up into the middle of them, and kind of supported them the best I could. And then I just went ahead and made sure that I watered everything. These do all have holes in the bottom of them, and so I just watered basically until the water started coming out of the bottom of the holes, so that way I know the soil is good and saturated. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope it was helpful in some sort of way to you. If it was, make sure you stick around and hit that subscribe button. I do a lot of more cleaning around on this channel. The gardening thing is kind of new, but that is all part of the homemaking process for me. And I just love sharing that homemaking thing, my homemaking life with you guys. So if that's something that interests you, again, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. I hope you all stay happy, healthy, and safe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
I pray they never can pull us apart, and